The mechanic's grease-stained hands trembled when the boy whispered, "Can you fix me too?" Hey, my wonderful family and friends. I'm so excited to share today's story with you, and I'm thrilled to have you along for the ride. Your support means the world, and I can't wait to keep bringing you more amazing stories. If you're ready to dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a comment letting me know where you're watching from. I love connecting with all of you. And don't forget, tomorrow I'll have another story that's just as captivating, so stay tuned. You won't want to miss it. Detroit mornings had a way of feeling heavier than they looked. Cold concrete, rusted shutters, the distant hum of traffic crawling past abandoned factories that once fed families like church-fed souls. Caleb Thomas wiped his hands on an oil-soaked rag and stared at the engine in front of him, pretending the noise of the shop drowned out the noise in his chest. He was a poor mechanic by every definition that mattered, behind on rent, behind on bills, behind on life. But his workbench was spotless, his tools lined with care. Pride was the only thing he still owned outright. Across town, Elizabeth Andrews sat in her luxury SUV outside a private therapy center, gripping the steering wheel like it might break her heart in half if she squeezed harder. Her son, Lucas Andrew, sat quietly in the passenger seat, legs stiff, fingers curled inward, 8 years old, bright eyes, a body that refused to obey him. "Ready, buddy?" she asked softly. Lucas didn't answer. He just nodded, jaw tight, like a child who learned too early that hope can hurt. Doctors had taken everything from Elizabeth: money, sleep, certainty, except one thing: guilt. Guilt that her millions couldn't fix what love alone couldn't reach. Guilt that every miracle came with a price tag and still didn't work. Back at the shop, a tow truck rolled in unexpectedly. An old sedan, family car, stickers on the back window, a wheelchair symbol faded by time. Caleb looked up, and that was the moment their lives tilted. Before this story moves any further, pause for a breath. Think of the times you've driven past places like Caleb's shop without looking twice, or the children like Lucas you've prayed for but never met. If stories like this matter to you, if you believe quiet goodness still deserves a voice, then staying connected to stories like this is one way of saying it matters. Elizabeth stepped out of the car first, heels clicking against cracked pavement that didn't belong to her world. The smell of oil hit her instantly, sharp, unforgiving. Lucas stayed seated, watching Caleb through the open garage bay. Caleb approached slowly, hands still dirty, voice gentle. "What seems to be the trouble?" Elizabeth hesitated, then gestured to the car. "It's not the engine," she said. "It's my son's chair. The motor keeps locking. We were told you might be able to look." Lucas finally spoke, his voice thin but steady. "It jerks when I move." Caleb crouched to Lucas's level, eyes meeting his, not with pity, but respect. "Mind if I take a look, champ?" As Caleb examined the wheelchair, his brow tightened. This wasn't a quick fix. The parts were custom, expensive. He swallowed hard, already knowing the truth. Elizabeth saw it in his face. "I can pay," she said quickly, "whatever it costs." Caleb shook his head slowly. "That's not what worries me. Sometimes the hardest moments aren't loud. They're the quiet ones where someone chooses whether to care beyond convenience. If you've ever felt that pause before doing the right thing, you understand why stories like this deserve to be carried forward." Caleb worked long past sunset. The shop lights buzzed overhead as Detroit's cold crept in through the cracks. He disassembled the chair piece by piece, improvising where money would have made things easier. His knuckles bled, he didn't notice. Lucas watched from a folding chair, eyes tracking every movement. You don't have to, the boy said quietly. Caleb paused. I know, he replied, but I want to. Elizabeth stood near the doorway, arms wrapped around herself. No one had spoken to her like that in years, without calculation, without fear of her wealth. Watching this man sacrifice time and skin for her son cracked something open in her chest. When the chair powered on smoothly, Lucas gasped. His hands moved without resistance. His legs followed, just enough. Not a miracle doctors promised, but a miracle all the same. In moments like this, when no cameras are around and no credit is taken, goodness still happens. If witnessing it moves something in you, carrying stories like this forward is one quiet way of honoring it. Lucas stood, shaking, supported, smiling through tears. Elizabeth covered her mouth, sobs breaking free as years of helplessness collapsed into that single moment. He hasn't stood like that since he was 3, she whispered. Caleb stepped back, overwhelmed. I didn't fix him, he said softly. I just helped what was already there. Elizabeth reached for her wallet. Caleb stopped her. No, he said firmly. This wasn't for sale. She broke then, really broke, knees buckling as gratitude and guilt collided. For the first time, her money felt small. For the first time, love felt enough. Sometimes we don't need heroes. We need witnesses. People willing to see moments like this and say, this matters. Staying close to stories like this isn't obligation. It's alignment with something human. Weeks later, Elizabeth returned, not with a check, but with a lease. She'd bought the building, paid off Caleb's debts, set up a foundation in Lucas's name to repair mobility equipment for families who couldn't afford hope. Caleb protested. Elizabeth smiled through tears. You gave my son his dignity, she said. Let me give you room to keep doing that. Lucas rolled forward, steady and proud. Thank you for fixing me, he said. Caleb knelt. You fixed yourself, buddy. As the shop doors lifted that morning, sunlight flooded the concrete floor. Same place, new future. And if this story stayed with you, if it reminded you that kindness multiplies when it's shared, then choosing to stay connected to stories like this isn't support for a channel. It's a quiet promise to keep believing in people. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed the story. There are plenty more amazing stories coming your way, so don't stop here. Just click on the video showing on your screen and keep watching. I'll see you there.